Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to day 7 of Camp Nanowrimo. Hope this video finds you well and that you've been writing. Okay, so I put up a video entitled Camp Nanowrimo Day 7, like bummed out, and I think only myself and Jarrett saw that video, hopefully. It was only up for like an hour or so, but it was very, very negative, and basically the message behind it was, I'm gonna quit Camp Nanowrimo, I don't want to do this anymore, this is bumming me out, I feel really negative, like a dark cloud is over me and everything. And I did feel that way today, and that's why I made the video. I didn't expect to be so influenced by other people's actions and how everybody else is feeling. And, you know, I need to do this Camp Nanowrimo even if I was unplugged from the internet in a room all by myself and just doing this for me. Because at the end of the day, whether I complete this Camp Nanowrimo or not, I am working on my novel, and my ultimate goal is to get this published in whatever way I can, and it doesn't matter how long it takes me, it doesn't matter how many Camp Nanowrimos I complete, it doesn't matter how many friends I make or YouTube videos I make, you know, all of that jazz. What truly matters is working on the story, and if a word count goal and being behind and all this drama kind of distracts me from that, then it's not worth it. But I do want to say that I'm going to continue with Camp Nanowrimo. I'm not going to quit, and I am really looking forward to the live hangout tonight if we are doing that, cabin mates. I hope we can figure that out. So yeah, so what I'm going to be working on from now on is going to be, first of all, spending a lot more time with my actual story, not just, you know, parceling out an hour of my day to write. You know, that was kind of dumb. I need to be really, really making this priority and, yeah, stepping it up. So I'm going to be outlining and really setting up a, you know, a guidebook to how I can write this thing, so that when I sit down and write, I can use my time wisely because I already know what the scene looks like. I just need to type it out and make it look pretty, and even later on I can really doctor it and make it awesome. So I rewatched Kat's Scrivener video, and I had already purchased Scrivener with my winter discount, which is only, it's like 20 bucks off, so that was awesome. And yeah, so I rewatched her video. I set up my whole Scrivener thing to where it's the 27 chapters, 9 blocks, 3 acts structure, and I'm going through each one and detailing what I need to do for each chapter, so that, you know, hopefully I can work on that and set up what I need to do for that chapter, so that when I go to write that chapter, I know what's going on. That's what an outline is. Whoa! I've never really worked from an outline before. It's just kind of been winging it, so this is new for me. And yeah, so when I get an idea for my story, it kind of plays out like a scene in my head, and I have a lot of experience watching movies and TV shows, so I visually see things more like a movie in my head, and so I'm kind of detailing a script for how the scene is going to go in my outline, and it's going to be the skeleton that I will flesh out with description and character development and everything when I actually go to write that scene. But it really, really helps me to have the bare bones of what I need to happen, and it cues me into that visualization, so that I can step back into that scene and really just, you know, kind of look around and describe it and get it out there on paper. So, and I know that this outline is not going to be set in stone. like I've said before, things have like changed drastically, and I get really big plot bunnies that, you know, kind of mess things up for me, and Daya always messes stuff up for me, but I at least want to know what's going to happen so that if something comes up, it's not going to completely throw me, because I have a plan, and it's either going to work or it's not, and I can shift things around. Like, you know, in Scrivener even, you can just drag and drop things around, and add a new scene or whatever, but, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. And so thank you, Kat, for your awesome video. As always, you're cool. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm working on so far. Okay. So this is what I've been working on for chapter 1. And if you can see that, so I have the chapter title, and her helpful, like what the introduction is, and then my notes, and those are just very basic. And so since you already know what happens in the first chapter, basically, if you watched my excerpt video that I shared with you guys, then I'm just going to read the notes and you can get an idea of how I do that. Oh crap, this is going really well. So chapter 1, introduce the characters and their relationship, a small interaction and connection when they first meet. So Daya lounges in the theater that he owns, alone while his butler waits on him. Establish wealth, power, prestige, established character, snarly, self-absorbed, disrespectful to those beneath him. He orders red wine, his box seat is above and distant from the lesser nobles below. Describes the theater, fine ladies and gentlemen in their evening dress mingling, who's who of Abernathy. Daya sees Adley and Dee enter the theater late and is curious and annoyed. Daya sees Adley and Dee kissing and caressing. Daya is drawn to the dominant woman and is set on possessing her, even as he watches her possess another. Daya learns Adley and Dee's names and connects Adley to the mysterious Miss Grey, who has been kept out of the public eye by her overprotective father. Adley is of respectable birth and of good family, so he is convinced that they would be a good match. And then I'm free to add quotes or inspiration that I have in here, or little bits of writing that I know that I definitely want to add to the scene. And I got an idea when I was like sitting by the fire, a fireplace, and I saw like the kind of embers, and I wanted to include a part for Daya. So this is a quote that's in there. Years of neglect and abuse had turned his heart to black ash, but this glimpse of passion so bright that it might even be love ignited the dust to embers. A tiny glow burned deep inside him as he set his heart on possessing this woman, now possessing another. Greed, desire, and shame. So yeah. So that's a good, 150 words or so that really sets up that chapter for me and gets me excited to write it, because, I mean, I already wrote that chapter, so, but, I'm going to do that for the other ones, and it gets me pumped because I sit down and I know what I'm going to write, and all it takes for me is being creative. So I think the hardest part is actually coming up with the plot points and what's actually going to happen in the story. But once you know that, it's super easy to just sit down, flesh it out, and with the knowledge that this is a first draft and it's okay to suck and be a little bit crappy. So my bad mood has kind of turned around and I'm getting excited again. And you may think this is a little bit cheating, but I am going to be putting those outlining words towards my word count goal. As you saw, there's only like 150 words that I'm writing for each chapter or so, but just because it is a part of writing, it is in my nano novel, because technically I'm going to count it towards my word goal, just to kind of motivate me more to see those numbers go up, and hopefully once I'm done outlining, then I will feel like going back and writing those chapters. And also, last thing I want to say is I'm really excited to get this outline done, because I want to know the grand scale of how huge my plot is and where it all fits on a timeline, and just exactly how many books do I want this to be, because Kat's outlining thing is like 27 chapters. I feel like my story really goes beyond that, and I want to really see if it's 2 books, 3 books. I mean, I need to know if I'm going to be writing a trilogy, okay? So, yeah. Today's camp activity is not to quit Nano. You need to keep going, okay? Because I'm still struggling. I'm still doing it. We're all in this together. So, let's have fun. Okay, bye guys.